Hello guys and welcome to Travel Cats. Alright, on this episode we're going to talk about things to do in my hometown, Naples, Florida. My wife and I have been in Naples for almost 40 years now and we love it. And often on my social media feed and through email, I see the same message over and over. And it's a question, it's a query about what is there to do in Naples, Florida? And it'll go something like this. I'll see like a Facebook post or an Instagram post. It'll say, heading to Naples with my family, what is there to do? And I'm thinking to myself, well, don't do some homework first. Anyway, what is there to do in Naples? Well, let's talk about what's going on in Naples. 6 months a year, Naples weather is great, and tourists from all over the world come here for the weather. The other 6 months of the year, not so great. It's hot, it rains, there's hurricanes sometimes. So it kind of puts a damper on things. What kind of things? Well, things like golf and tennis and pickleball and fishing and other water sports that are very popular down here. What's the number one attraction in Naples? Well, obviously, it's the beach. We have some of the best beaches in the world. And what goes along with the beaches when you're on the west side of Florida? Well, sunsets. We have some of the most spectacular sunsets. Anyway, what else is there to do? Well, the daytime, there's all kinds of stuff to do. Now, what about in the evenings? Is there a nightlife here? There is. There's a few places that are nightclub-ish, but nothing major. There's no late night. There's some small pockets of that, but for the most part, it's a bedroom community of older people and families that are on vacation. So there's no really big nightlife here, other than the restaurants. You can go out dining and maybe even do a late dining, and the entertainment at these restaurants. Now, how do I know about the entertainment? Well, before I started this channel and started doing a lot of traveling, I was for 30 years in Naples, live music entertainer. So I know a thing or two about the entertainment in this town. And me, I worked a lot. I was a full-time entertainer. And I am mediocre at best. And that's mostly what you would get in Naples. You wouldn't get world-class, internationally known entertainment on a regular basis. Now, there are a couple of venues that would bring in some traveling and some touring entertainment, but for the most part, at the restaurants, you would get, local acts like me. So, not to get too sidetracked about me, my birthday is coming up. Well, that is about me. My birthday's coming up. And so my wife, Claudette, thought, and her mother-in-law thought that, they'd get together with one of our friends and we'd go out and do a little pre-birthday celebration. And it was nice. So they wanted to bring me to Flamenco at Vergina. And I was skeptical. I was thinking, wait a minute. I know flamenco. You could check out one of my other videos here on the channel entitled Flamenco and Barcelona. You can check that out. So I've seen world-class flamenco. And I'm thinking, Naples, in the summer. All right, I'll be a good sport and go along with it. So we went out, and I got to tell you guys, I was blown away, pleasantly surprised. Much better than I anticipated. The food was huge portions, and moderately priced. Cocktails were spot on. And the entertainment, though, was much better than I expected for what it was. There was some traditional flamenco and there was some belly dancing. And for those of you who don't know about flamenco and belly dancing, it's a Spanish Moorish art form that's popular in the south of France, Spain, Morocco, northern Africa, that area, and other parts of Europe and around the world, actually. South America, there's some flamenco. I believe there's some in Argentina, Brazil. But for the most part, I'd say the majority of the flamenco is in Spain. And Naples, Florida has a great... Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. All right, we pull up. We're steps away from the front entry. I mean, it was a really nice experience to just pull right up. So we're right at the front door of Vergina, and we check in, and about maybe a minute later, because we had time to take one picture.
A few moments later.
So they let us in. They invite us to go get a cocktail at the bar, which we do. And as we walk through the main dining room, you can see it's a pretty spacious place. And they're ready to go. So here we are at the bar. And I got to say, the cocktails were great. That's my mother-in-law there in a white dress. So now they're seating us. And we lingered at the bar, so we kind of ended up with a spot that was kind of in the back of the room, which was all right. Because this guy here made up for it. The server was wonderful. Now, this is one of the dancers. She looked very much like a dancer we saw in Barcelona, so I had to say something. So here's your traditional flamenco. The food portions were enormous and great value, and quite delicious, actually. Oh yeah, this was kind of an interactive event. They go out in a crowd, and at one point in the evening, this girl here did a sword dance and was actually putting the sword on the heads of the guys out in the audience, mostly the guys that were bald. She looked at me and went right away. Anyway, yeah, this is a traditional belly dance. And by the way, the guitarist, Luis, gave me a CD, and I'll plug that at the end of the video here. So we're doing some more traditional flamenco. There's the manager and our server. Wonderful guys. Very pleasant experience. Now here's a traditional belly dance, Isis Wings dance. You'll see that in Africa. You'll see it in Egypt, Morocco, Marrakesh. The fire dance. Yeah. And listen to that music. You can see the crowd is into it. Hear them? All right, here's the sword dance. Yeah. Actual sword. All right, now this is the double veil. It's beautiful. And we had a great time, ladies and gentlemen. So if you would consider giving us a thumbs up, subscribing, and hitting that little bell for more video updates, we'd appreciate it. Help us grow the channel. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to leave links below to the schedule at Vergina for when you can go and see these guys. And also I wanted to mention the CD from Luis Mejia He'll have the CDs there, and I highly recommend you get one of these CDs and listen to it, or you could probably stream it from his website. But if you're into wonderful flamenco guitar, here's your guy. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for joining us for this little video about things to do in Naples. Again, please consider clicking that like button, subscribing, and ticking that little bell for future updates. And thank you again for joining us on